Imagine this shocking scene. A woman arrives at a friend's door with an empty suitcase on a quiet morning, then leaves hours later struggling to drag it, now heavy with a hidden horror. This is the disturbing true story of how Jemma Mitchell coldly betrayed and ended the life of her vulnerable friend Mee Kuen Chong, known as Deborah, a trusting woman who opened her heart to the wrong person. To fully grasp this heartbreaking tragedy, we need to go back and explore the lives of both women and how their paths crossed in such a devastating way. Mee Kuen Chong was a 67-year-old widow who had moved from Malaysia to live in Wembley, northwest London, for more than 30 years. She lived a quiet life but faced ongoing challenges with paranoid schizophrenia, managing it through medication and support. People who knew her often described her as warm, gentle, and almost childlike in her kindness. Her faith was a big part of her life. She attended church regularly, finding strength and community there. It was at church, around August 2020, that she met Jemma Mitchell. They bonded over shared Christian beliefs, and Deborah saw Jemma as someone she could support during hard times. Jemma Mitchell's story is quite different. Born in Australia in 1984, she grew up there while her mother worked for the UK Foreign Office. After her parents split, she moved to the UK with her mother and sister. Jemma was very educated. She achieved a first-class degree in human sciences from King's College London and qualified as an osteopath. She even highlighted her skills in anatomy and dissection in her professional profiles. But by 2021, her life was falling apart financially. She lived in a large family home valued at millions but badly needing repairs. Previous bad experiences with builders had drained money, and Jemma desperately wanted funds to fix it up and add an extra floor. Initially, Deborah kindly offered to lend about £200,000 to help with the renovations. They messaged a lot about the plans, and some money changed hands at first. But Deborah later withdrew the offer, advising Jemma to sell the house and use the money to live comfortably. This shift caused real tension between them, building up in the days leading to the irreversible events. On June 11, 2021, CCTV footage showed Jemma arriving at Deborah's home carrying a large blue suitcase. She stayed inside for more than 5 hours. When she left, the suitcase appeared much fuller and heavier. She visibly struggled with it. Later sightings in London showed her straining under the load, her face calm and empty of emotion. What nobody realized at the time was the awful reality. Deborah's body was inside that suitcase. Driven by financial pressure, Jemma had carefully planned the act. She struck Deborah on the head, causing deadly skull fractures. Broken ribs likely occurred while forcing the body into the suitcase. Using her anatomy knowledge, Jemma later decapitated the remains. She kept the body at her home for around 2 weeks, even creating a fake will on her computer to claim most of Deborah's estate, valued at over £700,000. To hide her actions, Jemma sent false messages pretending Deborah had gone away to be near the sea or with family to think things over. She also wrongly reported her missing to a charity. Then, on June 26, she drove more than 200 miles to Salcombe in Devon, leaving the decapitated and decomposing remains in woods near a walking path. Walkers found the body on June 27, and police soon located the head nearby. Through CCTV, car records, and connections to Jemma, investigators linked her quickly. On July 6, they arrested her at home, finding Deborah's documents and the fake will. More evidence came out during the probe. An A mechanic who repaired Jemma's tire near Salcombe remembered an odd smell from the car and her confused state. Broken bones in the remains pointed to violence. The 2022 Old Bailey trial was intense. Prosecutors laid out strong circumstantial evidence: the suitcase movements, fake documents, money motive, and actions after the crime. Defense argued no direct forensic connection, no DNA in the suitcase, no weapon found, no fight marks at the home. They mentioned Jemma's £93,000 savings as proof she didn't need money urgently. But prosecutors stressed the poor state of her house, no income, and Deborah's estate as a desperate solution worth killing for. Jemma did not testify or provide any explanation. Her silence was powerful. After 7 hours, the jury returned guilty of murder on October 21, 2022. She reacted minimally, just closing her eyes briefly. The sentencing on October 28, 2022, was historic, the first UK murder sentencing of a woman broadcast live on TV, thanks to new rules for courtroom openness. Deborah's sister Amy watched from Malaysia, with her statement read out, expressing deep grief and questions like, "Did Deborah suffer? How did she die exactly?" Judge Richard Marks Casey spoke directly to Jemma, describing her as highly cunning with no remorse, fully denying despite strong evidence. He highlighted the crime's horror, especially given her faith claims and Deborah's friendship and kindness. He gave life imprisonment with a minimum 34 years, among the longest for a woman recently. Parole eligibility comes October 21, 2056, when Jemma will be 72. Jemma went to HMP Bronzefield, a high-security women's prison for serious offenders. It offers education, work, and health support, but life is marked by strict routine, isolation, and close watching. As of late 2025, she is still there, with no major changes reported. Her mother has always insisted on innocence, saying the suitcase held items like plates and towels, blaming police error. She promised appeals, but none have advanced in recent years. Lead Detective DCI Jim Eastwood described the acts as deeply wrong for money gain, leaving questions: why keep the body 2 weeks? Why decapitate? Why Salcombe? This case makes us reflect on trust and vulnerability. Deborah was alone, dealing with mental health, relying on church friends. She trusted Jemma, who viewed her as a chance for gain. Danger can come from those we let closest, people we welcome, share with, think care. Key lessons stand out. We need better protection for vulnerable people, those alone, with mental health issues, or money worries. UK laws like the CARE Act promote agency partnerships to spot risks early. Reviews from similar cases push for better sharing of information, safety checks, and community support. As people, we can help. Check on isolated neighbors, especially those alone. Support friends facing health or money struggles. Spot signs of loneliness or control. Reach out, listen, show kindness. Create real support networks. This sad story teaches that vulnerability can appear in normal lives. Betrayal from trusted ones causes deep hurt. But it also pushes us to build awareness, empathy, and action. Change awareness to watchfulness, loneliness to connection, sorrow to prevention. Deborah deserved safety, respect, peace. Her memory urges us to value connections and protect those needing it most. By learning, we honor her and aim for a kinder world. The case also shows how money stress can damage relationships, but justice can uncover truth. It calls for continued improvements in mental health and protection services. Church groups support members but need awareness of risks inside. Training on spotting vulnerability could prevent repeats. Police and services learn from cases, focusing on early help and teamwork. Stories like Deborah's drive compassion. Small actions, calls, visits, help, can change lives. Let's notice, care, protect. Looking at the timeline: Friendship 2020, Crime 2021, Trial 2022, Ongoing sentence. One choice caused huge loss. But it shows family strength seeking answers and justice working. Discussions on women's prisons, rehabilitation, long sentences raise punishment versus reform questions. Brownfield provides education and skills for possible future integration. Mental health support has improved, with more help for conditions like schizophrenia. Networks make big differences. Money disputes among friends stress clear agreements and advice. The case warns: be careful with trust, give support wisely, protect strongly. Years on, questions remain, but conviction gave closure for some. Deborah's family bears ongoing pain. We can respond by creating stronger communities. Reach out now. It could help someone. Jemma's background versus actions surprises many. Showing looks can hide truth. Deborah's life was full of hope, faith, links. Her end motivates change. Sharing details respectfully educates on risks and prevention. Protection training for experts improves from past gaps. Personal duty matters. If something seems wrong, say it. Empathy closes divides, fights loneliness. Let's explore deeper into the backgrounds to understand motivations better. Jemma's family home, passed down generations, was worth £4 million but in bad repair. Leaks, structural issues, it needed urgent work. Jemma felt responsible for fixing it, seeing it as legacy. Previous builders took money without finishing, leaving debt and frustration. This pressure built over years, making Deborah's initial offer seem like salvation. Deborah, meanwhile, lived simply. As widow with schizophrenia, days could be unpredictable. Medication helped stability, but episodes brought paranoia. Church gave routine and friends. Meeting Jemma felt positive, shared faith, Jemma offering healing through osteopathy. Their friendship grew fast. Deborah lent small amounts first, then promised bigger for house. But as Deborah's health fluctuated, she reconsidered, perhaps fearing exploitation or own security. This withdrawal hit Jemma hard, tipping desperation to planning. The day itself, June 11th, warm, ordinary. Jemma arrived prepared, suitcase ready. Inside Deborah's home, confrontation turned violent. Head blows caused fractures, perhaps blunt object, never found. Struggle broke ribs as body forced into case. Jemma's calm exit contrasts inner chaos. Then 2 weeks hiding body, forging will, sending fake messages. Messages mention ocean, ironic, as Salcombe coastal. Drive to Devon long, over 200 miles. Choosing woods near path risky, yet remote enough for delay. Discovery by holidaymakers traumatic. Body decomposed, headless. Shock for finders, police. Investigation thorough. CCTV chain from Wembley to London streets, then motorway. Car breakdown near dump site, mechanics smell memory key. Arrest calm, Jemma composed. Search found documents, will. Trial details, prosecutors built timeline meticulously. Defense challenged links, but jury saw pattern overwhelming. Jemma's silence notable. No stand, no remorse signs. Sentencing broadcast increased public understanding justice. Victim statements powerful, highlighting human cost. Judges' words on deviousness, Denial, shocking crime given friendship and faith. 34-year term reflects severity, especially gain motive, body treatment, vulnerability. Brownfield Life, Europe's largest women's prison, private run. Offers courses, art, IT, cleaning skills. But overcrowding, mental health strains common. Recent reports note women in crisis held there due hospital bed shortages, stressing services. No recent Mitchell updates. No appeal progressed, maintains innocence via mother. Documentary 2023 covered case, interviewing mother defending daughter. Case reminds financial desperation can lead extreme acts, but planning makes it premeditated. Broader, vulnerability in elderly, mentally ill. Isolation risks. Society response. More safeguarding, community checks. Mental health funding crucial. Prevent crises. Faith groups. Support but vigilance. Justice system. Circumstantial evidence can convict strongly. Long sentences deter, protect. Rehabilitation possible? For some, yes, programs exist. But denial hinders. Family impacts lasting. Amy's questions haunt. Deborah's kindness betrayed deeply wrong. Lessons: trust carefully, support safely. Check elderly relatives, neighbors. Report concerns early. Build inclusive communities. Empathy key. This reflection expands understanding events, affects teachings. Continuing. Investigative excellence praised judge. CCTV pivotal modern cases. Forensic challenges decomposition, but circumstantial strong. Motive clear. Money. For house still family. Unknown. Mother's denial common grief stage, but persistent. Police, evil acts, greed motive. Unanswered, exact storage, decapitation reason, perhaps ease transport, delay ID. Salcombe choice, perhaps childhood link. Unknown, case notoriety, first televised woman's sentencing, increased transparency good. Debated, public education versus sensationalism, but respectful handling important. True stories educate society flaws, improvements. Vulnerability protection ongoing work. Charities help isolated. Advocacy from cases. Healing through awareness. Prevention through action. Honor Deborah noticing vulnerable. Extend kindness thoughtfully. Protect fiercely. This detailed look provides complete insight into tragedy, justice, lasting lessons, urging thoughtful care for those around us. From this painful tale, let's commit stronger, see the unseen, support the struggling, guard the fragile with constant care, creating a world where no one slips unnoticed, changing past hurt to future strong protection.